Argenal. Gus, how are you, man?
What's up, guys? It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. I did go to a Blink 182 concert. You're right about that. My old college buddies, dared me to do it, and I brought my two boys that are 16 and 14. So we had a blast. It was awesome, and that's the start of the season. Blink 182 means basketball is here.
Sure, whatever. We'll go with that. Absolutely. Congrats, man. Congrats. We've known each other a long time, and your road was, it kind of took some turns, right? Took some turns. And to get this opportunity at UC Riverside after Mike Magpie left for Fordham, why? Why was this the one? Because you had it rolling at Cal State Bernardino. Maybe could have waited, for something else. Why was this the one that you decided to take now?
Well, I appreciate that. And you and I have sat in a lot of lockers pregame, Arkansas, Nevada, Richie, same thing in the Big West. When you get an opportunity to coach at one of the best academic universities in the country, we're number one for social mobility. It's a top school in the country that's had 5 years of great success under Coach Magpie, right down the road in the Inland Empire. It was the perfect fit for me, my family, and I wanted to take over a program like I did at San Bernardino that is on the right trajectory, a winning program. And so the time was right. It's a perfect time for my family. And I'm excited to stay in California, be in the Big West, and help this program go to new heights.
It's good to see your face, brother. Looking good, my man. Looking real good.
Thank you, my guy.
Yeah, man. Wanted to ask, you just mentioned Mike Magpie. He did a great job there. Won 21 games last year. His teams always look to excel in rebounding with a high focus on defense. You're coming from a program where you did a lot of the same stuff. A conference title, 2 NCAA tournaments in 2 years, a Final Four. What can we expect to see from a Gus Argenal-led team for UC Riverside?
Well, you just said it. My tree, obviously coaching for Coach Muss and defensive mindset. We want to, again, hold teams to under 40% from the floor, hold them under 30 from the three. We want to out-rebound our opponent every single night. And then on the offensive end, it's about sharing the ball. We try to get 200 passes every single game, which is hard to do nowadays. Again, we try to get mismatches and isolations, get to the paint, 50-plus paint touches, but really physical. We have length, we have athleticism, toughness, but with every year, the identity changes. But again, a man-to-man defensive team that will run when there's opportunities transition-wise, but a team that's together, that's accountable, plays with a lot of passion. I'm probably overly passionate at times, so you can see my hands already going. So they'll be fired up. They'll be ready to play and compete. We want to be the hardest playing team in the Big West.
So you take over a team, and obviously, you had to get a whole new roster for the most part. You kept 2 guys, but other than that, everybody's new. But you brought a guy with you from Cal State Bernardino and Drew Henderson, 6'5" guard, averaged 17 a game, can shoot it. How much will that mean to you, and how much you think it will translate going from that level to obviously the Division I ranks?
Well, I think it's so interesting when you talk to coaches. Everybody's going through what I went through in the spring, whether you're bringing a team back. I had 13 new players, 15 overall really, though, because it's a whole new program. To have a player like Drew Henderson coming with me from Cal State San Bernardino, to have that continuity of a player that's really, shown that he can score, it's going to be huge. And he's already been great with his leadership in practice, showing the guys how we play, what our verbiage is defensively, what we do offensively, the pace you have to play with. But I think he's going to be a real threat in the Big West. You've seen right now Division II basketball players can play with the best in the country, and they're going on to become NBA players and pro players. So he's going to step right in. He's going to be a huge threat in the Big West. And again, he might have to score a little bit differently than he did. He posted up a lot at Division II, but having a guy like that that's already a proven scorer is going to really help us moving forward in our first season.
Well, I have a statement and a question. And you worked a lot under Eric Musselman. I spent a lot of time in the student sections of the Muss Bus back in the day. And if we get this thing going at UC Riverside, I also want to spend time in the student section called the Gus Bus, if we can pull that off. That. Okay, good.
You got to talk to Coach Muss. Does that mean I have to rip off the shirt after a big win like Coach? I mean, is that part of the dual thread here? I don't know if I can do that. Coach has been working. We don't need that, right? We're good to go.
I guarantee you look better with your shirt off than Muss does. So please feel free.
No, he's working out. He's looking good.
That's what he says all the time. I've heard him say that 100 times. But I was going to ask you, it wasn't too long ago. I mean, I was in the Big West years ago when UC Riverside was a perennial bottom dweller in the Big West, right? Now the program, 5 of the last 6 years, has had winning seasons, and including 2 or 3 of those have been 20-plus win seasons. What have you seen since your arrival as to why that's the case? What has been done at UC Riverside to get basketball to take that big leap up in the last 6 years?
Well, it's leadership. We have a brand new chancellor who we have, again, we're going through an athletic director change, but Wes Millett did a phenomenal job of getting, the basketball program and athletics on great, standing. And we've had great coaches. And sometimes it takes, from David Patrick to Coach Magpio and now myself, it has to have a trend of playing the right way. I think that what you talked about, the style of basketball, really focusing on the defensive end, has changed Riverside basketball. Last year, they hit a lot of threes and won a lot of close games. And that's a part of it. Tradition never graduates. And now we have, again, 5-6 years, like you said, of winning seasons, of seasons in the top 3 of the league. And again, the next goal for us is the NCAA tournament. We had an NIT last year. Again, it's a place where people want to go. You're in Southern California. You're an hour away from everything. You're not in the middle of downtown, not on the water, but you're right there. You're an hour away from golf courses, from the mountains. So you're in a great location. Like I said, a top 24 school in America. You have it all, and now we're winning. And so now we got to go to the next step, and that needs to be at the top of the league on a consistent basis. So that's my charge. That's my challenge, but we're right there.
All right, who has stood out the most for you, Gus, in the offseason? I know you brought in a kid from my old neck of the woods, which was Massachusetts at UMass, and Marquis Worthy, guard who had 18 against State. I'm now down in Charleston, so I'm not up there in the winters anymore. I'm too soft for that. But a tough physical guard from LA, from your neck of the woods. So you got him back that way. How has he been so far?
Phenomenal. And, when you play for Frank Martin, who we all respect a ton, he definitely knows how to play defense. He's definitely tough. But again, playing in that league on a night-to-night basis, the crowds, what it's like to play in a big environment. Like you said, had 18 at Dayton. Again, that is tough to do. But he's our type of guard. He's a 6'4", 6'5" point guard. He's physical. He can post up. He can play 2 ways, and he's a great leader. And he's from SoCal, and I think that goes something that we need to talk about. The guys that are coming back to Los Angeles, to the Southern California area, we bring them back. They go somewhere else. Maybe it's a little colder, and then they come back and realize that, hey, SoCal's pretty fun. And the Big West, the travel here and what this league is all about, it's a really fun conference. It's obviously playing its best basketball, maybe in the history of the conference.
It's great. You've got a lot of links. You've been in this thing a long time. Dedrick Taylor at Cal State Fullerton, you coached under for a couple of years. Also, you get a chance to face your predecessor at Cal State San Bernardino and Andy Newman, who's at CSUN. What's it going to be like with these connections to play against people you know and respect so well?
Yeah, it's crazy if you think about this. I played or coached for Gene last at UC. I played and coached for Dedrick Taylor, when I was at UC Davis, but now he's at Fullerton. Andy Newman kind of set the table for us at Cal State San Bernardino. So you have these 3 guys, plus all these coaches. As we go through it, just like my relationship with both of you, this is a fraternity. I'm so lucky. And Jeff sent me a great text when I got the job, along with you, Richie. You work so hard, 22 years of coaching to get this opportunity. And then you turn around and you have to play against your friends. You have to go against Andy Newman, who was wishing me luck in the Final Four 2 years ago. Dedrick Taylor, who was a mentor of mine. Jim Les, who gave me a chance back in my alma mater. So it's a fun part of it. It's also the really hard part of it, because on those nights, there's nothing you want to do more than win. But that one of your good friends, one of your mentors is in the other locker room, struggling a little bit. But I'm excited. And again, to be rubbing shoulders with what I think are some of the best coaches in America. That's been a goal of mine since I started as a GA at Arizona State under Rob Evans 22 years ago. So I'm blessed, I'm lucky, honored, and excited about the opportunity.
And you're good at this, man. You're good at the interview process. We'll see how good you are at the coaching process once it starts out. But I feel like you got all the answers. Is that because you asked ChatGPT all the questions? I heard you are a ChatGPT like addict right now.
Oh no, I'm using it. I'm trying to move with the times. My sons, they use it for homework, even though I hope their high schools don't hear this. But I go 10 to 20 minutes on the car ride, and and try to talk to chat and see what they got for me about, getting your background, Jeff and Richie, and trying to figure out all the things I need to know. But hey, it's just like stats. It's just like, the game right now. Everything's evolving with what we're doing in our landscape. Tomorrow, this thing will be different than it is today. And so we're just trying to find answers, trying to figure out it can't help me with starting lineups right now. You got to do that with your heart.
Yes.
So again, I'm with chat, but you got to go with your feel, probably number one.
As a reporter, I just can't do it yet.
I get you.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it 100% yet. I got to do my own research. I got to look up, I can't ask ChatGPT, who is Gus Argenal. I got to look for myself. How's that?
I appreciate it. My wife makes fun of who the voice is of it. So I got like a Scarlett Johansson type voice. And my wife is always laughing at me about it. So that's my chat person that I talk to.
Can you make it whoever you want? Could you make it like Mr. T voice or something?
You can do whatever you want. You can have a British accent. You can have 1,000 different things. So I need a coaching accent. Like we were talking about Coach Muss. I'll get Coach Muss's voice talking back to me just to help me out, or Yoda or something. So
I'm not sure you want to hear Muss yelling at you anymore. I think you're done with those days. Listen, Gus, really appreciate it, man. Great seeing you. Like I said, congrats. Really, really happy for you that you're in this position, and just kind of keep it going, because the good thing is it was left in a really good place by Mike. So it's not a rebuild. That's the beauty of what you took over. You took over a program that is in a good spot right now. So keep it going. And thanks for taking the time to join us here.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate it. Go Highlanders, and again, we'll see you at a couple games, guys. You got to promise me that.
Sounds good. Love to get out there. All right, there you have it. New UC Riverside head coach, Gus Argenal, terrific guy.